Hey guys, guess what time it is?
3 o'clock?
That's right, it's 3 o'clock at night, and me and James are in the Love Dungeon recording another episode of Appetite for Production.
Your favourite music production-based podcast.
I think it's the only music production-based podcast, is that right?
Yeah, well, from the competitive research I've done, which is basically zero.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Wicked. What plugin-based fun are we going to have today?
Well, we're going to be talking about loads of stuff. We're going to be talking about studio time.
Oh, okay.
Yet again, a new plugin subscription platform.
I don't want one.
A Leslie emulation that got way out of hand.
I'm sure he or she did.
We're going to be talking about the white cones in the black box.
Oh my god, mysterious.
We're going down under with a sampled didgeridoo.
Oh, from the land down under.
We submit a plugin idea to a new platform for creating plugins.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work.
It's football season and we have some horns to suppress.
Oh god, okay.
And we talk about your wonderful customer experience with Apple.
Oh, great. Look forward to that, guys.
Let's
If you want to hear a grown man moaning incessantly, then you've come to the right place.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah!
Tim,
Hey.
episode 10.
10 already, double figures, like your IQ.
Happy anniversary, baby.
Oh, James. You shouldn't have whatever you've done.
I realised, actually, that one thing we never talk about, one thing I never ask you on this is, what are you doing at the moment? What have you been doing recently?
Oh, God. Not too much apart from work. I have been doing some music, but I'm struggling a little bit on the computer front, as I think we're going to talk about in a minute.
Well, last I heard, you were ready to order a pristine, brand new iMac.
Let me tell you about that, James. So, I ordered this thing, and it was expensive AF, I think it's fair to say.
Pounds aplenty.
Yeah, like loads of pounds, like seriously, like a massive chunk of my sort of yearly income or whatever, really. But the thing is, I need this computer to do the job. And I need like a half decent one for all the audio and video stuff. So I thought I may as well invest in the future and stuff. So I ordered it. It arrived on Monday. I booted it up with my freshly made backup of my old OS drive from my MacBook Pro.
Prepare the room and do a load of mise en place and just be like, this is the moment. Everything's clean, everything's tidy.
I lit the candles, put the Enya on, as you do. So I tried to do the migration, but it didn't like the format that I'd done the drive in or something.
Oh, God.
So I was like, hey, it's no problem. I'm just going to boot for that drive. So I booted from that drive. And it booted, but then kind of froze. And I was like, oh dear.
Oh God.
I know. So then what? So then I just tried to install off its internal drive just as normal. At that point, none of the Bluetooth stuff would work, and the USB was acting up.
Brr.
So yeah.
This is a brand new iMac we're talking.
Yeah. And this is, it's not a refurbished model or anything, and it's straight from Apple. And they were like, well, you're going to have to bring it into the Genius bar, and they're going to have to fix the... Yeah, mate.
You're going to have to lug it down to the Genius bar, more like.
Yeah, totally. So at this point, I've been around the block, as you know, James.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing I learned, once I bought... Okay, this is a story that is pretty emotional for me. Once I bought a pair of Sennheiser HD25s from a really well-known a really well-known distributor... And they had problems with the cable on day one. I sent it back to them and they quote unquote fixed it. And basically those headphones have never worked properly. I'm not going through that again with a computer that has cost loads and loads of money. So I was just like, no, I'm going to return it. So I got an Uber down to the Apple store and everything. So I phoned Apple up to make sure that was cool. Yeah. And then I took an Uber down to the Apple store. And they were like, okay, let's have a look at it and everything. So they were playing it out. And they were like, oh, yeah. Because I put some special processor in it. They were like, oh, yeah, you can't return it here because it was built to order. And I was like, unless there's an error with it. And I was like, A, the dude on the phone said I could just bring it down.
Yeah.
And B, there is a problem with it. So I'd sit around while I booted it up and, plugged a mouse keyboard into it and it didn't work. So I had to like fork out for an Uber to take it down there. They didn't offer to pay for that or anything. They didn't offer to just like get me another one bill sent out or whatever.
No.
And so and the money's gone out of my account as well. So
Right.
loads of money down. But like, so I ended up just ordering another one yesterday, even though I'm perilously close to my overdraft, just because I need this computer to do my work. And yes, I'm pretty hacked off, man. Like, to be honest, if I'm spending that much money, I want to get my ass kissed a bit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what Apple's supposed to be about. It's about making you feel posh and making you feel important. And I feel neither right now.
Especially when you're spending so much of your annual income on a massive computer.
Yeah, totes, man.
I mean-
and like, I feel like Apple's really gone down the pan on just like loads of fronts recently, man.
You ordered this online, right?
Yeah.
So you can just like return it and they can't quibble about it.
Well, no. Well, it's got a 14-day no quibble returns policy, and B, the thing didn't work. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it's like I would have hoped the amount of cash that I'm spending that they'd have just been like, hey, this is unacceptable. We're just going to send you another pristine one out.
That's
We're
what
gonna
you
do
think.
this."
Like, from everything you know about the Apple Store or whatever, they'll just be like, oh, how terrible. Don't worry a thing about this. I'm just going to get you the latest brand new iMac out from the back.
So yeah, I'm really hacked off, man, and it took a day out of my freaking work schedule anyway. And I know I'm just coming across as really whiny and stuff and everything, but it's like I resent having to buy into capitalism or whatever and see homeless people everywhere and be complicit in the subjugation of the third world. If I'm going to do all that, I at least want my posh computer to work. Do you know what I'm saying, man?
It's a very good point.
So I'm feeling a bit ripped off. But the thing is, and like some people might say, hey, why don't you just buy a Windows computer? But mate, I'm not down with that, man. I'm past that.
If I was to be buying a new computer right now, that's what I'd be doing.
You buy a Windows one?
I would. And my computer's getting ridiculous. It's completely bloated, and it needs a radical solution of biblical proportions.
Well, you could just reinstall the OS.
I could, that's true, and I'm thinking of doing that anyway. Forget buying a new one, because I'm not about to do that. But yeah, I am just thinking of just wiping it, like God did during the Great Flood. Just like, there's so many sinners on my computer. I'm going to tell one file to build an ark, and I'm just going to wash everything away.
Okay, that's fair enough. And maybe that'll do it, but like... Dude, I don't feel like you've thought your whole Windows plan through, because what are you going to do about ScreenFlow, mate?
That's true, but I will still have my laptop, which is decent. But, I mean, I'm not buying one. That's the point. I'm not actually buying one. If I look in my VST folder right now, there are 246 items in there.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folders with stuff in.
Yeah.
So that's the sort of level we're talking about. This is like 3 years of... downloading stuff for testing, downloading stuff for beta testing, downloading stuff for just so many plugins, so little space left.
Like, a mate of mine said I should not bother migrating my old backup, my old drive or whatever, and just starting from fresh and just installing stuff as I need it.
I'd really love the opportunity to do that, because it'd just be kind of fun, but also a bit tedious. But like, you get to choose, I definitely want this. I don't want that anymore. And then who knows what's lurking on your system in the sort of what's that folder? It's like application support, where you might have accidentally downloaded 28 gigabytes of orchestral samples that come with the door. You know, I'd really like the opportunity to just blow it all to Kingdom Come and start again from scratch.
Yeah, man, it's a time issue.
But still, this is first world problems.
It really is, man. But like, I don't know, man. I feel like because Microsoft got so slack with Windows, like, because the thing is, like, Windows 10 is basically kind of like things. It's like, yeah, we've given up on trying to deliver a nice user experience.
From my experience, it's way better than Windows 8. But
oh, mate, whatever.
You know,
well, A, damning with faint praise. And B, I'm pretty sure it isn't, because it's got adverts everywhere. It resets your advertising preferences with every update. All this sort of stuff, mate. It just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. So yeah, are you really going to buy a Windows machine at some point?
Well, what I'm saying is, if I was forced to buy a new PC, a new computer today, this week, next week, that's probably what I would do. But
I think, why not buy something that can run ScreenFlow?
If it comes in a year's time, then it's a different matter.
Okay.
Because I've still got my laptop for ScreenFlow. All I need to do is record things in ScreenFlow, and I can edit them in something else.
Oh, so it's the editing that's giving you issues, is it?
No, nothing's giving me issues. That's the whole point. Just it's
Oh,
it just
look
feels
at Mr. La-di-da here with his working computer and everything, and that's not good enough for him somehow.
Yeah, it's completely good enough for me. But if something goes wrong
Oh, okay.
this week or next week, it's going to be Windows for me, I think.
Well, when you come crying to me, don't come crying to me, because it's your fault that you bought a Windows machine, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so I hope we've alienated enough people there.
Yeah, I think we've
basically.
alienated both sides.
Yeah, well, that's good, because as long as we're doing it equally, that's fine. Like, why isn't there just an operating system? And don't say Linux. Why isn't there an operating system that's an alternative? Because, like, I feel like Microsoft and Apple are both dropping balls all over the place.
Linux.
No way. So, James, what have you been up to, bruv?
I have just started renting a studio.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
something that I have often thought about doing.
Yeah.
What has your experience been like with that?
It's been good so far. Yeah, I mean, previously, like many of us, I had a sort of studio setup in my flat. And previously, you know, if there's been an extra room, I've had a bigger setup. But if there hasn't been an extra room, I've had just a laptop, basically. And yeah, I've been working fairly well from home since I've been working from home. But, you know, there's always that temptation to put some clothes in the clothes washer or cook
Yeah,
yourself.
it's because it's like you're playing around with loads of synths and you're like, man, this is so lame. I wish I could just like be doing laundry right now,
Well,
right?
it's hungry work. You know, sometimes you just need to cook yourself a 4-course meal in the middle of the working day.
I see.
And so, yeah, I thought, let's make some inquiries, see if there's any studio space to rent near me. And
well, you live in bang in the centre of Bristol, so
do
you'd
indeed.
think if anywhere in the UK you'd be able to find something like that, it's there.
yeah, and there is, and the stars aligned perfectly. And within about 3 weeks, I was in.
That's
And
amazing.
Yeah, basically, it started out as a little room, and me and a couple of other dudes have been putting equipment in there and sort of getting going and doing a bit of organizing. It's so far the experience is great, and I think I'm getting a lot more work done.
Oh, wicked.
I have a reason to leave the house in the morning.
Nice.
But it is a lot darker an existence than working at home because obviously it's a studio and there are no windows.
And does that, you find that helps, do you?
It's nice and cool in this incredible hot weather that we've been having.
Oh,
but
that's fair enough.
it does mean I miss a lot of sunlight throughout the day, and I sort of emerge from my grotto feeling like a scoundrel.
Like a golem.
Yeah, just saying, what's this?
Yeah,
What's all these buds doing here?
Well, I think basically, if you're not super pale and you're a producer, you're doing something wrong. So
True.
yeah, I totally get that.
True, but yeah, it's been great. It's quite a long room. I forgot to measure it, but it's probably about 2.5 meters wide and about 5 meters long.
Oh, what are you going to do about that, son?
Now, the actual space used to be a police stables where they kept all the horses. So
Nice.
you can imagine one stable cell, if you will, with about the amount of space that a horse or two gets.
How much do you think I'm involved with stables exactly, man?
Well, I mean, we've all had a bit of experience.
I can't remember the last time I was in a stable.
So when you're setting up a studio, there is always that conundrum. If it's a long room, do I set up along the width or do I set up along the length?
Yeah.
You know, because you got to think of those early reflections. Usually the advice is to set up along the width.
Okay.
So put your monitors there, be it against the width, and kill your early reflections on either side of your head and on the back wall. But this room is so long that the sound coming at me would bounce a lot behind me. There's a lot of space behind me.
Okay.
And so I decided to go with a slightly less conventional route of putting the desk on the length wall.
Okay.
And I think that's been good. The acoustics are okay. They need work. But yeah, it's formally been used as basically just a practice room for a band. But yeah, that's some work I'm willing to do to get it sorted. I did a voiceover recording in there the other day, and it did not sound good.
Oh, really?
Although when I'm in there, it feels like it sounds good for monitoring and stuff. but recording in there is not. So gonna have to do a few proper tests. It is quite dead, the sound, which is good.
So what's the problem if it's dead? It was just like
I think
the EQ sort of spectrum.
Yeah, it's got resonances at not good places. I think it's like sort of 80 hertz, 120 hertz sort of resonances.
Oh, that sounds great, man. Give you some low end punch. That
It
sounds
will.
good.
It will give some low end punch, but it might mean that I'm making tracks with less low end because my studio is so low endy.
Oh no!
But this all remains to be seen. I was thinking of looking into those studio sort of calibration reference software
Oh yeah.
thingies, but for now it's more about just getting my work done and getting used to the place and making sure I am on point with my work. Acoustic treatment can come later, but so far I'm really happy in it.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I guess the acoustic treatment is really only going to affect the voiceover recording in there, 'cause it's not like you're doing loads of mix downs and stuff at the moment, I guess. I guess if you're just making music, you want it to sound all right, basically.
Yeah, true. It's a fairly good space for creative pursuits. But yeah, I haven't noticed any problems while monitoring. That's the thing. It's just when I got my voiceovers home and listened to them, it was like, what?
Yeah, right.
But I'm pretty sure it's okay. More investigation is needed, but for now, I'm having a productive time.
And
Great.
you think it's worth the cash money expenditure?
Yeah.
The clams.
For me.
In layman's terms.
Yeah, clams out per month should be beaten by the extra amount of work I'm doing and
Really?
clams I'm getting from that. It should be.
Wow.
So,
You must be really procrastinating at home then.
Well, yeah, I am. There are clothes that need washing, Tim.
Oh,
okay?
man. Just loved in laundry, man.
Yeah, well, I sweat a lot, and I have to change my t-shirt at least 6 times a day.
Oh, my God.
And yeah.
Well, fair enough, son. Well, I'm really happy for you, and I look forward to checking out with my own eyes
Damn
and
right
ears.
you do. Yeah. It's going to be great. One thing that I'm enjoying about the studio is that nice pair of HS7s in there.
Oh, yeah, so tell us what you've got in there. So HS7s, that's a Yamaha monitor, isn't it?
Yeah, that is basically the sort of recreation and slight change of the classic NS10.
Sweet.
And I realised because of this, you and we've never really talked about monitors.
No.
And the NS10s are famously divisive. You either love them or you hate them.
Okay.
What about you?
I've never used them.
Haven't you?
No.
No.
I've never, all my music production that I've done, like, apart from, like, really just, like, a handful of occasions has just been in whatever room I'm using with what speakers I'm using. So I've got my Adam P22As and a sub, and in my actual room I've got some tannoy reveals on a stereo in another room, and like other stuff like laptop speakers, a mini rig. I've got PA speaker to test stuff on. I don't do that very often. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just like test stuff out basically, and a lot of the time I just haven't been in a place long enough to like really learn the room inside out or anything. Do you know what I mean?
True. I love NS10s.
How do you know you love them?
It's more, I know why I love them. It's because
When have you used them?
It's because I learnt to mix on them, and I use them a lot. And so
At uni?
yeah,
Okay.
and they are, I can confirm, very particular. And they are, if someone doesn't know, they are renowned for being shit. Basically, they were first brought out as consumer hi-fi speakers, but they were so had such a flat frequency spectrum that nothing sounded good on them. But then people started using them to check their mixes. In theory being, if you can mix something that sounds great on NS10s, then it'll sound great on anything. And I started with them, and it feels like coming back into a nice, comfy pair of shoes.
Wicked. And you find them similar to the sound of the NS10s then, yeah?
Yes, pretty much. I mean, they do, these HS7s, they do away with some of the imperfections. They're less plasticky. So it's not quite NS10 territory, but it's still nice. And also, you gotta love that look, Tim.
The look?
Yeah, the white cone in the black box.
Oh, they've got that, have they?
Which brings me to another thing. Check your email.
Oh, God, okay.
Avantone. You know Avantone?
No, not really, mate.
They make speakers and stuff, but they've just brought out the CLA10s, which are basically a reborn version of the NS10s.
Yeah.
The actual NS10s are not in manufacture and haven't
CLA
been for a while.
is Chris Lord Alg again, back at his tricks.
This is Chris Lord Alge endorsing these NS10 remakes.
Okay.
Avantone CLA 10s.
Is there a product that he hasn't endorsed?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I think there's some jam down at my local market which hasn't got his name on it.
Well, I hope you're not eating that jam, mate, because your mixdowns are gonna sound like shit.
You should check out the video he made for this, even though it's down at the moment.
Oh yeah.
But basically, it's a very strange one because he keeps, he's talking about how he's endorsing these monitors and he loves them, and he keeps saying the white cone in the black box. Like 1,000 times. He's just talking about some stuff and says, You gotta love these. It's the white cone in the black box.
The white cone in the black box.
The white cone in the black box.
I think a lot of this shit is psychological, and I think it's a lot. I'm gonna do a hot take now, James. You ready?
Give me a hot take.
This is gonna be like a sort of Jeremy Clarkson, sort of like slightly constructed style hot take that I don't really believe. Mate, I think it's a load of bullshit. I think it's all just about the black cone in the white box or whatever it's called. And
the white cone in the black box.
Right on time.
The white cone in the black box.
I think a lot of people will they won't be purely scientific, and they'll just allow a load of other factors to influence them and make them decide what they like or not. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole on that. But what I'm interested in, Tim, is the white cone in the black box.
The black box.
The old white cones in the black box.
I mean, I like a black box, mate, as much as anyone.
Do you also like a nice white cone?
Who doesn't? 700 quid per pair of dollaroos, by the way.
Yeah.
What do you reckon of the pricing on that?
I mean, people are gonna go for it if they like NS10s, and if you don't often get the opportunity to buy a new pair of NS10s because they're out of manufacture, and you don't often get an opportunity to buy sort of a certified pair that are definitely tuned to each other and were the originals and haven't got anything wrong with them. So this is a good opportunity. I mean, a lot of people would just go for the HS7s like we were talking about, and they're like 400.
Oh, okay.
But if you want the classic so-called shit speakers that are great speakers, then this is about the price that people would pay, I think. If you got a decent studio and you want to make sure you got some good NS10 style things, if you're all about the white cone in the black box.
Yeah.
The white cone in the black box.
I mean, maybe the other reason he constantly keeps saying the white cone in the black box
White speaker in the black box.
on this video is because maybe they're not allowed to say NS10.
Oh, okay.
I mean, have they done this a bit dodgily?
Maybe it's neuro-linguistic programming.
Possibly. So much of the world is, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't it, James?
It is, Tim.
Oh, God. Yeah, well, that's cool that they're doing that, I guess. I mean, if I had loads of money, I'd probably get some.
Yeah, some of the white cones in the black box.
White cone in the black box.
Have you ever seen a sampled didgeridoo for Contact?
I don't think so.
Would you like to?
Not really.
Okay.
Do I have any choice?
No, I'm going to force the flavors of the Outback down your throat.
Oh, okay.
With
Wicked.
this one. This is Sample Sphere Roo, spelled R-O-O, didgeridoo.
Oh, mate. Oh, God, is that really offensive?
Oh,
mate.
I don't
Yeah, mate. I mean, I guess if you're making freaking nature documentaries about giant spiders, it's all right. I'm more interested in the tambourine, man. Tell me about the tambourine. Let's talk about it.
Why don't you tell me about the tambourine?
Okay, so as well as Roo, they've got this thing called +1 tambourine. So it's like a tambourine you take to a party when you don't have anyone to go with you.
I'm shaking with excitement.
It's got 8 different tambourines to put the shakes into any drum track.
Has it got the ones where you have the sort of drum skin over it as well?
Yes, it looks like you do.
Actually. Has it got the one where like it's shaped like a crescent?
No,
Oh,
I don't think. I'm not
that's
sure.
the best kind.
What about this brass 12-inch? Do you like that one?
I've seen a few brass 12 inches in my time, and that is a looker.
I really like tambourines. So,
And do you reckon you just hold down a key and it shakes?
well,
Or do you have to do the shakes with your MIDI?
It's got a MIDI file player with adjustable tempo.
No.
Mate, so presumably it's got some built-in MIDI doodads.
Brilliant. So you can just drag the MIDI straight out from Contact into your DAW and get your shakes on.
No, well, I don't think you can do that. No.
No, you can. You must be able to. If it's a Contact instrument that's got MIDI loaded into it, that's the point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can drag MIDI from Contact out into the DAW.
Well, it doesn't say you can specifically do that here, but if it does it for everything, then maybe it does.
Now, what I'm interested in is can you do that with a didgeridoo? And how does one play a MIDI didgeridoo?
Badly.
Yeah. That is, how many parameters is that for a MIDI didgeridoo?
So it's one's drones and one's rhythmic.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe if you like... Are there didgeridoos in psytrance?
Are didgeridoos meant to be rhythmic? I thought they were meant to be drones. That was the point.
No, because some didgeridoos are like...
True. But wouldn't it be like having a step-sequenced bagpipe?
Oh, mate, you just smashed it with that one, mate. That's how we're going to make our millions.
The taste of Scotch eggs.
Yeah, hang on. Stepped bags. No, there must be a pun here.
Bagstep.
Bagstep, mate.
Yes.
I've been listening to Bagstep since it was invented, which was 45 seconds ago.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Bagpipes in effect, guys.
I think there is one song that you legally have to play when you're playing bagpipes, which is the Scottish anthem.
What is the Scottish anthem?
The old, think of a bagpipe.
No.
That one.
No, I don't know it.
No, it's the da 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 da.
No, God.
Da, 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 da. No, is that?
Mate, I think we should tear down the borders, mainly so we don't have to listen to the Scottish national anthem.
Tear down that wall.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. What would the Scottish national anthem sound like if it was played through a didgeridoo?
It would be confusing.
That is a mashup that I would love to hear.
Yeah, man. Well, maybe there's some other mashups. What's the Welsh anthem?
I
don't think they have one.
Land of my fathers.
What about that played on like a traditional gamelan?
Gameland of my fathers.
I think this feature's got legs.
I think someone's going to be downloading some MIDI tonight.
I really think we should update our national anthem. I know there was a petition a while ago to change it to True by Spandau Ballet, Gold by Spandau Ballet, which I think would have smashed it, mate.
No, I would go for No Surprises by Radiohead.
Oh, God.
It's the nice, depressing national anthem, and I think it would sound really good sung at a football match.
Yeah. Do you know, I see what you're saying. How about Africa by Toto, UK national anthem?
Yeah, but can that be the UK national anthem?
Like the levels of irony there.
Also, sometimes it rains. No, it always rains.
Yeah. Okay, novelty lyrics for it.
How about Everywhere You Go, You Always Take the Weather?
Oh, that'd be good. Or The Voice by John Farnham, if we're just going on a kind of Antipodean pop act. The national anthem, The Voice by John Farnham, I think would be good.
I think we've taken it too far.
Okay, let's rewind. Ready?
I'm good. We were talking last time about the lovely company from Germany, Synaptic.
Okay.
Synaptic have released a new plugin. It's not actually on the open market, but with all the talk of football at the moment, there have been problems in football. With all the crowd playing their horns and...
Vuvuzelas.
Yeah, and it's just way too loud and you can't hear what's actually going on, and it's a massive din, Timothy.
Oh, man.
Enter Synaptic, who have attempted to solve this problem with a plugin called World Cup Horn Suppressor.
Oh my goodness.
This is serious news.
It is. I mean, I often have horn troubles where they need suppressing, so I think this sounds like a good thing. Is this a freebie?
This is not actually even that. Well, it is, but you have... This is the crazy thing. You have to sort of apply, and you have to be a broadcaster.
Oh, so it's not like a gag.
No, this is a real thing. Actual TV broadcasters. There could be some serious money in this.
It seems like they've left it a little bit late.
Yeah, well, maybe they only just got the idea. But
okay.
Thing is, whoever gets this gets a free 3-month license, and therefore can use it for the rest of the World Cup. And then after that, they'll have to pay. So for the next football, whatchamahoo's it?
Yeah.
They can use it if they're paying
the big
for
game.
it. Yeah, the big game. Oh, the beautiful game, Tim.
Oh, mate, it's so beautiful. You see, what I like about football is it's really like ballet,
Yeah.
except with a ball.
I like it when they move the goalposts.
Did they have moving goalposts?
I think
now?
so. There's like they put them on legs and they wheel them around, and it just brings a new dimension to the beautiful game.
Like, seriously, every time someone does a touchdown and converts it, I'm just like...
I jump
just
out of my seat.
swell with pride over the Lions.
It's brilliant. 3 lions on a shirt.
Mate, football's coming home, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we're going to win the World Cup? When I say we, I mean England.
I'm 90% sure we are.
Oh, wicked. Are you going to put a bet on it?
I mean, we win it so much.
Yeah, I mean, we're always winning it, isn't that right?
By now, we feel entitled to win it.
I feel like the Jules Rimet trophy deserves
Well done.
pride of place in our hall of sports heroes.
Yes, sporting chaps like Lewis Hambleton,
Okay, the Daley Thompson,
Johnny Walker.
Nigel Mansell's.
Yes, he was good. And
Barry Sheen is my favourite.
he's an actor.
Oh, is he?
Got to get these things right.
Okay, Barry Manilow is my favourite motorcycle rider.
He was great. Loop Masters, you know them and love them as a sample company. They have released their first instrument.
Oh.
You know this, Tim, and I know this too, because, full disclosure, we have both worked on this to a certain extent.
On promotional materials.
Promotional
for this,
materials.
The actual plugins is
Yeah,
plugin itself.
in the past however many months. And yeah, it's the philosophy is get mix-ready tones. It's dedicated to bass. It's bass 100%, and there's a bunch of patches, go straight into the mix.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of aimed at people who want to have big and beefy bass sounds, but don't want to have to learn how to use Serum inside out or something like that, I guess.
And that's fair enough for
bass,
bass,
definitely.
You got a top sample, you got a sub sample.
I think the way they've done that is pretty clever, because that's typically how people will produce these sounds.
Yeah, and they go through the usual stuff: envelope, filter. The filter's pretty good. And there are effects, and there is a sort of what was it called? Oh, showing my idiocy here. Frequency booster.
Yeah.
Which is basically a multiband compressor, but with distortion in there.
Okay.
So yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's I'm always skeptical about these kind of make life easy on yourself plugins. But it's not bad, actually. And there's some, the thing is that plugins like this, I mean, there isn't anything really quite like this, but plugins of this sort of general sort, do live on die on their sounds and usability. I think they're both really good here.
Yeah.
My one issue with it doesn't have a pitch envelope, which I think is something hopefully that they will amend. And then they're coming out with loads of packs for it as well, because obviously that's how you make your money these days. You make your bass thing, you make your packs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe some of the samples have sort of got a lot of pitchy modulation built in anyway.
But they shouldn't. They shouldn't have that in. They should allow you to do that stuff yourself, because that's such a big important part of it.
Yeah, but if you're making a simple plugin, you've got to stop somewhere, you
They should have stopped after the pitch envelope.
You could make a million things in there that it can do, and you can have visualization, you can have a load of crazy stuff. But yeah, I was happy messing around with it. It was good. I don't think I would use it myself much, but
I think I might use it myself, and I'm pretty surprised that I'd say that, because generally I'm synthesizing everything from scratch. But there's some patches in there I think I'd find, officious to use.
And because it's Loop Masters, it's sample based, but they're all top quality samples. Loop Masters know what they're doing. They've got a lot of categories to draw on. I think most of the samples were new, actually, rather than they weren't exactly recycled. But you've still got that Loop Masters heritage, if you will.
Well, but as long as it sounds good, that's all right. And it sounds good, so
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Bassmaster.
Check it out, and it's reduced price while it's new. So
yeah,
if you're interested, have a look sooner rather than later. Probably
49 clam sterling right now, rising to something like 69 clam sterling.
69 clams
in August.
Nice.
Amazing. Tim, baby.
Are you coming on to me, James?
We have seen so many subscription plugin schemes coming out.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a new one out every few hours.
Yeah.
And the latest one in a long line of subscription plugin ideas is Pacotech's Plugin Play.
Okay, so what am I looking at, James?
Right, so Pacotech's Plugin Play is a platform for downloading plugins, and you basically get them for free, and you get to use each plugin free for 10 hours a month. How does that sound to you?
I don't understand.
So
and that's for free?
They've got D16, they've got Kilohertz. Who else have they got? I'm not sure, but they're hoping to get more. Yeah. 1 month of usage for 10 hours for free.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if you haven't used those 10 hours, you get another 10 hours next month. And if you want to
Hang on. If you haven't used those 10 hours, you get another 10 hours next month.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You get 10 hours every month.
Okay.
And if you've used your 10 hours and you need to activate it for longer,
Yeah.
you can choose to then, get this, then you rent it for either a weekly, monthly, yearly, or you buy it.
Okay.
So it's yet another take on the subscription idea. And in this case, you might just be able to rent it for a week for, say, a couple of clams.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just like, okay, I've used it for 3 weeks and I've got my 10 hours and I really need to use it only for another couple of days. So I'll just get it for the next week for a couple of clams, finish my work off, and then I won't need it again.
Yeah, man. I mean, this seems like a pretty sensible idea because there's a lot of plugins out there, and you might want to try. Maybe you need to compress something. You want to try a bunch of different compressors, without forking out. So yeah, I get it. It's just like life's so complicated, man. I don't know if I can take any more. I feel like my brain's full.
You got an extra host, an extra shell.
Oh man!
But I mean, in principle, this does make things cheaper.
Yes.
For many people. There is a charge to activate it, which apparently goes from $0.50, 50 cents at the lowest to activate something, as well as paying your then subscription.
Oh god!
But I mean, you know, the complexity here, it's just ramping it up. It's
the complexity that I don't like, man. It's just time. It's all everyone wants my time and money,
but
I don't have any.
If you were not a music production pro, if you were just dabbling, and you wanted to try a few things, and you're only going to use them for 10 hours a month anyway,
that's fair enough.
This is probably good. And if you only infrequently pass that, then that's great. If let's say you're like a mastering engineer, or even a mix engineer, and someone sent you a track, and you're like, oh, kaboom, I need D16 Centaurus.
Yeah.
You've got it for free for 10 hours.
Yeah, I guess.
And if you need to work on this person's project for longer, pony up a couple of clams. One more subscription idea to add to the long list of them.
Oh, just stay out of my direct debits, basically, guys. That's all I'm asking.
Another one that came out recently is EA Reckon with a plugin called EA Revolve.
I think it's Ear Reckon, isn't it?
I think it is meant to be EA Reckon, but I'm going to go with EA Reckon.
Okay, that's cool.
So, this is a Leslie emulation that got way out of hand. Now, I have...
We've all had trouble with Leslie's in the past.
Haven't we all?
Yeah.
It's really, really good, actually. I've played with it. It's incredibly deep. Like, this isn't just a Leslie emulation. This is a Leslie emulation with 1 billion parameters. That may be an exaggeration.
1 billion parameters.
I think it's close to 1 billion. It's got a stereo chorus baked in at the start as well, which you can choose to use or not use.
Okay.
It's got sort of mic placement options. It's got...
Oh, wow.
Like, you see that... graphical display on the right. You can make the rotary bigger, you can make the space bigger, you can choose where the microphones go. It shows the tweeter moving around, it shows the drum moving around. It is a complex plugin and it does sound incredible, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can even do stuff like choose what angle the thing stops at when you stop it.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
it is, complex.
Yeah.
It's got sort of A settings and B settings, so you can morph between them. It's got like...
Who is morphing Leslie settings? James.
It seems like a bridge too far, but
Yeah.
hey, if you want to do it, you can do it.
Man.
You got like 2 speed controls for each element and different things to sync them between, dotted, triplet, and the stereo chorus itself. You can just use it for chorus if you want.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be, for most people, unless you really want to tweak in depth on your Leslie sound, this is going to be a monster for presets. Just load it up,
Yeah.
get sounds that someone else has designed, and be like, boom, that's the lovely spinning sound that I wanted.
Yeah, man.
That sounds great on my organ.
My thoughts on this are, they seem like they were so preoccupied wondering whether they could, they didn't really think about whether they should.
Well, I think it's worth it as long as this doesn't raise the bar, because I mean it technically does, but I don't want to see anyone surpass this.
No, I think music technology's gone too far. It is.
I think this is the limit for Leslie's. Like, this is the most complex a Leslie should ever get, and this is great.
Yep.
And I would, if I really wanted to tweak a Leslie, I would tweak this Leslie, but I don't want any more than this. Like, if someone made something an extra 50% as big with 50% more controls, that would be way too much. But this is one for tweakers. And see, having massive control over your like stereo rotation is valid. It is. No, it is.
Why is it valid?
Okay, if you're from electronic music, right?
Sure.
And you might be sticking a Leslie on some keys or something, but let's say you're a guitarist, and that's like gonna be your main instrument. Maybe you're just sort of vocal and guitar song, something like that. You want to make the guitar shine, and you want to make it come through, and you want ultimate control over the spin and the tremolo. It's like you could just use it as a complex tremolo.
Yeah.
Or a vibe, vibrato. So I think...
Can you use it for vibrato?
That's a good point. I'm not sure.
I am sick of your bullshit, James.
You get some modulation, you get some depth, you get some Doppler. It makes it interesting.
Okay.
So if you're in a sort of stripped back mix where you've got just a couple of instruments, this would go great.
Yeah. Are you going to put a spring reverb on the chain before this?
Oh, that would be great. That'd be.
Yeah,
in fact, maybe they should add that, and maybe they should add like an actual.
Hang on a minute, you're backtracking on your whole
mic modeling and
too complex.
Yeah,
manifesto
some
now.
extra stereo. They can make that stereo chorus module into a flanger.
Oh my god, no! Let's just make everyone's lives simpler, James.
This is, I don't know what to tell you about this.
Okay.
But a developer of plugins called Denise.
All right, Denise.
I am at a loss to tell you why they are called Denise.
Okay.
But they are called Denise.
Mm-hmm.
They have launched some kind of, shall we say, contest for designing your own plugin.
I see.
And basically, you design a plugin, and they might make it.
Okay. And will the designer get any money from sales from this?
I severely doubt it, but it's a cool little contest. So as long as you don't have a gold at the end of the rainbow plugin idea that you've been holding on to, it's a chance to sort of make something cool and maybe just make a silly idea. So my question to you, Tim, shall we make a plugin each?
Oh my god, that's a great idea.
We're going to design
a lot
plugin.
of work.
It's not that much. Just do a simple one.
Well, should we do it now?
Let's do it now.
Oh my god. Okay. God. Okay, I've deleted everything.
I'm doing mine right now.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I literally don't have any ideas, man. This is like, to design a plugin, this is the sort of thing that you need to think about for hours and hours, surely.
Nah, we can do it in a few seconds.
Oh god. Right. How do I...
Circles, lines.
What the...
You can choose a color with that thing that's currently yellow if you want to.
Can I?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? Okay. I've made a wonky box.
Okay, great.
Good god. I might as well be coding my own plugin. I've got Reactor, bruv. No! Oh my, I just clicked delete and it deleted everything. Come on, bin. No.
You can't look a color horse in the eye.
I don't think that makes any sense.
Well, look, I'm in artistic mode, okay?
Okay, right.
It's nice. We're having a little calm drawing session.
Some Bob Ross time
Oh,
for the lads. They better not nick my idea.
well, they can nick your idea if you submit it.
Well, maybe they'll just make this plugin and I'll end up using it loads. Actually, I think that's probably all I need.
All right.
Okay.
Put some Go Faster stripes on there. And we're done.
No, mate.
Oh, you got something
minimal. Boom. There we go.
All right. Show and tell time.
What do you reckon about that?
Okay. So what have you made?
So I have made a rhythmic decay generator.
Okay.
So you've got like a step sequencer with different levels for 8 steps, could really be 16. And then like an overall amount, tempo, resolution controls, a swing, and a gain, and that's it.
What is the decay in question?
So it's just amplitude decay.
Okay, so it's like almost an envelope that goes up and down, and down. And the down is at different rates for each step. Amazing.
Yeah.
Little Timmy's
What shall I call it?
Funkomatic.
Yeah.
I like it. Do you want to see mine?
Oh, please.
It's a little plugin called Preverb. So
How does it work?
you know that effect where you have reverb and you reverse it?
Yeah.
Like on vocals or, I don't know, drums, and you get the eerie preverb sound?
Sure.
That's what this does.
How does it do that?
Well, this big knob in the center is the preverb time knob.
Yeah.
So you're basically your reverb time, and it automatically reverses the reverb by applying a large amount of look ahead, and
Yeah, that would be a large amount of
it needs a lot of plug-in delay, and so due to real world considerations, you might not be able to get a very long preverb time.
Okay.
We'll see about that when they make it.
What does the spook knob do?
Well, the spook knob determines how spooky your preverb signal is. So
What determines spookiness?
I guess it puts a load of modulation on there and stuff like that.
Okay, wicked. It sounds like you haven't really thought this through. But
Well,
I
it
like
puts
that.
a load of effects on the reverb signal.
Okay.
There's a depth knob here, which is basically a mix knob between 0 and 50%, like how mixed in is the reverb. And if you push it over 50%, the preverb gets louder. And you've got a high-pass filter and a low-pass filter and a lovely waveform scan of the preverb signal at the bottom.
Yeah.
And some metering at the top, because who doesn't love metering?
Yeah, you want to see the levels of your preverb.
I'm going to submit this sucker. Take a screen grab of yours so we can
I will. I want to save this forever.
online. So I think it's only a matter of time until these get made and we become billionaires.
I can't wait to be rich, bruv. That would be great.
You can find my design and Tim's design in the podcast episode description and at our website, a4ppodcast.com.
Yeah, feast your eyes on those guys and prepare to have your minds blown inside out.
Tim, I am completely done for this week.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done for the rest of my life now. I'm waiting for universal income and the robots to take over. So
Well,
bring it.
You know, all throughout this recording, I've been using my pencil to draw a collection of sexy mermaids.
Oh, have you? Can I see?
Well, I think what I'm going to do is just go home and rub one out.
Oh my god, that's really, really awful. What I'm gonna do now is just meditate constantly until I see you again, because that's the only thing that can prepare me.
Let's do it.
Okay, see you later, guys.
Bye.
But we've got a unique voice, and it's this voice. Hello, James. Do you like plugins?
I love plugins.
Yay!